Sorry for this Apple messing me up. My Windows doesn't give me this problem.
Sorry, Windows is not good.
I know, you don't have to turn it down. Yeah, so, okay, good day, class. I think I started recording now. So, okay.
I think it's week two, day 2.
Week 2, no, it's day 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
so this is our 6th class.
Yeah, there's our 6th class, yeah. So day 2 was on Friday, was on Thursday, sorry. Yeah, so good day, class, once again, and welcome to another day. So end of week 2. So, and again, we are getting deep into the main stuff now. Most things we are doing now is the DevOps tools that we're going to use. So again, like I always say, you guys don't forget, keep studying, especially from the cloud aspect. We are not really getting deep into cloud there. We're just using some AWS resources. When you're studying for certification, you learn more on cloud. You learn more about S3 bucket, about DynamoDB, Lambda. Some things we don't really because what happened is that in the real world, those companies that use AWS, they don't use all those services. But for certification purpose, you have to learn everything. You have to learn at least most of all those common services. And of course, some company, they will ask you all those things, okay, auto scaling, how do you do load balancing and stuff like that. So, but this class, we're just using AWS server, and some other services as well. When we get to like Terraform as well, you see how we're going to make use of some of all those services, because we're going to use Terraform at some point. So this was what this is the agenda again, last week. This is the agenda for today, rather. We're going to start from what we covered from last week and from last class. Then, again, continuous integration. Then we talk about how to build application, building tools that are available out there, application testing, tools for unit tests. Then we're going to do lab. So again, this is a recap: continuous integration, continuous deployment. We talked about last week, CI/CD. It's a pipeline series of steps that must be performed in order to deliver a new version of software. As you can see, we show just a little bit of Jenkins last week, about the CI/CD and how to implement that in like on the Jenkins server and stuff like that. Although we've not really built the pipeline, which is something we'll be doing extensively from next week. We're going to build a pipeline, figure everything. But I want you guys to understand, the basics, the process, how it works, especially getting familiar with Jenkins interface, and it's very important. So again, I said when I was doing interview for my current job, that's one of the questions I was asked, that I should explain, Jenkins, how to build a pipeline from scratch, So yeah, so it's CI/CD is very, very key, guys. Even if you are applying to cloud engineer job, they will ask you all those things. You are required to know them. So it's very important. So now we talked about it extensively last week. Talked about all the process, the continuous integration parts. You build, test, merge, then you deploy. So then the continuous integration part, which is the part we kind of like showed last week, how you commit your code, how the developer will commit their code into GitHub, and we showed how it will trigger the build, and the process will be done. Today, the lab we're going to do, we're going to use a real Java application code. There's this command that we can use to like generate one. So we're going to use that code, and that's the code we'll be using going forward. So I will provide the command to like generate the code, then you push it to the GitHub repository. To your GitHub repository, we're going to create another repository in the GitHub. So we're going to push the code there. Then, again, we integrate it with Jenkins. We try to build the application. Then you see the artifacts. You see what they call artifacts. After you build it, if you see this diagram here from developer, they push it to like GitHub, which is the source code there. Then it will build the application. For now, forget about the report part of it. It's just to update if there's anything. So we build the application, then what will come out will be the artifacts. And that's what they deploy to another environment. They deploy it to like a server, like a web application to like show the application in real life. So this process is continuous integration. It's continuous. It has to keep going every time, and that's what DevOps is all about, commit the code frequently. Before all this DevOps, they used to write the code in bulk, like maybe they will write it for 1 week, then they will do the build process once. So that is not effective in today's where there's constant change in the market. The company that owns the application wants their changes to get out as quickly as possible. They want to be able to track if there's any problem. If there's any problem in the application, they should know as quickly as possible, not waiting every week before they build the application. So these are what's continuous. So continuous integration encourage, pushing their code every time, various times a day. So we talked about this diagram last week. There's a developer up there, continuous integration with Jenkins. They push the code, using like all the Git command or whatever, push it to Git. This could be like a GitHub or Bitbucket or any source code tool out there. So they'll push it, again, this will be a frequent, process, like continuous process. That's what they call it, continuous integration. So Jenkins, each time, again, we show this on Jenkins, each time this change, each time Jenkins. Can you, Abby, can you mute your mic, please? Yeah, so, yeah, please, let's mute our mic if we are, yeah. No, you didn't know that the sound is in background. It happens like that, if you're in a meeting, all this Zoom meeting that we do every time. Most time I make sure that I mute it even on my computer just to be double sure. I don't want to take any chance. So, but again, so continuous integration, the developer will keep pushing their code into GitHub, and Jenkins, we notice that there's a change right here, then it will grab it, build it, do testing, not just build, it can do a lot of things, do so many things, you see the artifact right here. These are the artifact, the build artifact. This is what we are going to do today. We are going to build a Java application, then we are going to get an artifact as the output. Then the artifact, again, you can put it, you can test it, you can do so many things with it. You can deploy it to, a web application like Tomcat, which is what we're going to do Tomcat next class. So Tomcat is like a web application that can hold some of all these Java code, Java artifacts. So, but today we're just going to build, then you're going to see the artifact. Again, we're going to do like continuous integration part of the process there. Then, next week too, I want us to get into pipeline, how to write pipeline script, which is very, very important. Again, those things I will show you. It's not like a coding stuff like that. It's something you can understand looking at it, and it's nothing too serious like that. So, but that's what they use in most of the pipeline. Three build process, again, these are the build process that are available, the continuous integration part, then, the gated check-in. I don't really know much about this. Then the nightly build is like scheduling scheduling a build process, like okay, every midnight, any change, all the changes that was done during the day, build the application, build the application. So it's not, those are not that effective like continuous integration. Continuous integration is always continuous. Each change that was made, you want to build an artifact from it. You want to build the application. You want all the process to go on, whenever there's any change that's committed to the GitHub or to any source control repository. So why continuous integration? I just added this briefly, so for software development team, working in long feedback loop is risky. It's increased the likelihood of errors and the amount of work needed to integrate changes into a version control. So small control changes are safe to happen often, and by automating all integration steps, developer avoid repetitive works and human error. Again, these are some things that are very necessary to know, especially again, this class we are focusing on you guys going interviewing and stuff like that. These things are very important, and I know it's not something you can just understand overnight. Just get the idea of continuous integration. You say interview, they will ask you, okay, what are the benefits of continuous integration compared to like the old school method they use? So this, like again, like this one is saying that the feedback loop, it's increased the feedback loop, whereby what happened is that whenever the developer commit that code into GitHub, there will be like something we can integrate with Jenkins that, okay, if there's a problem in the code that developer push, immediately, we can set Jenkins to like notify developer immediately. So, instead of them to wait all day or maybe at the end of the week before they push their code, before they do the building, that's a long feedback loop. So, you want to shorten it. You want developer to know that these are the error that's going on in the code as quickly as possible so that they can start working on it, commit it again, push the code back again to the GitHub. So you want that to know. And then those are what we're going to put in the project that we're going to do with Jenkins. We are going to integrate tools like SonarQube and stuff like that. It will notify you that, okay, this build that we just do was not successful. Developer will know immediately, and they can rewrite the code or make changes and stuff like that. So it makes life easier. It makes application development go faster and all those stuff. So that's what this thing is talking about, and yeah, which is very important to note. So again, we are going to build a software today, and software build tools that we're going to use, which is Maven. So what they do is that yeah, please guys, let's mute our mic as unless someone want to talk, please. So
That one is from you.
it says it's from me.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it's not from him.
No,
Okay, please.
it's not from me.
Let's move then.
I think it's from Abiodun. It's from Abiodun. It's connecting through phone, and so yeah, it's not from me. Yeah. So, but again, let's try and mute our this thing so that yeah. So so building tools that we're going to be using. Again, building tool software, they are just tools that we use to build application depending on the language. For example, we'll be working on like a Java application today. One of the common tools they use for that is Maven. The other one they call Ant, Gradle, and many others. Where I think Maven is more popular in the market for yeah, the Maven tool is more popular in the market for developing a Java application. Again, depending on the language, maybe the application is Python, there's other tools they use to build it, to do it. Maybe the language, the code is written in JavaScript. There are other language and there are other tools as well they use to build them. So the building tools, allow us to do the build process very quickly, do testing as well, perform application testing, and they make things very go very smoothly in an automated way. So again, we're going to show what a Maven is. We're going to install Maven on our Jenkins. We're going to use it to build an application. Then you see the artifacts coming out from it. So again, these are some of the software building tools. These are for software building tools, again, Maven and Docker. Docker as well, you can use it to build an application. You're going to get a Docker image. I'm still thinking maybe we will do Docker in this class. Or no, then there's a Gradle. This one is also to build Java application, then Packer. Yeah, Packer also, it's more like image, like this thing is owned by HashiCorp. I've used it a few times, but it's also very cool. So again, we are going to integrate our Jenkins with Maven, to build an application. Then you see what the product will look like. And again, there are many tools for continuous integration. This is in this class we are going to use for building tools. We are going to use Maven. So for this one that say automated code quality, we are going to use SonarQube. This is Sonar. There are other things you can use. Then for automated testing, we can use JUnit and the other ones. These are just good to know. You don't have to stress much about this information. The Maven, Maven is a tool that's used to build and manage a Java-based application. Like I said, it's owned by Apache. Also, they call it Apache Maven. In some cases, they use it. So it works on the concept of POM, which is a project object model. And it's, again, you don't really need to know deep about Maven and stuff like that. Just, understand the high level. I will show you the structure of Maven, how Maven looks like. Again, we're going to install Maven on our server that's running Jenkins, the same EC2 we used last week to run our Jenkins. We are going to install Maven on that app. Then you see some of the components of Maven, how it's like a structure. So like a hierarchy, then you see how everything works together. Again, before a developer, before a code become like an application, there are so many stages they go through. There are dependency, what they call dependency, which are a lot of things that they need to. So the building process, we like put everything together. We like, again, just like zip file, like zipping everything with the raw code and all the dependency on what the code needs before they can run. There are a lot of them. It could be in form of different things. So those dependencies have to be integrated, have to be like built with the code itself. So all this application makes it easier to manage and to do that. Again, we are not really going much deep into Maven, but we just to understand the concept of it, the POM. I'll show you what a POM file is and the stuff like that. And there's a quick way we can generate a Maven project, so which we're going to use. So how Maven works, again, there's a POM file. It has a file which they call POM. I will show you that. Also, the file contains all these things, which is the main component of Maven. So, Maven, we have to read the file. They call it pom.xml because XML is like the syntax they used to write it. When you see it, you'll be a little bit freaked out that what is this? So, there are many things you can put there: the dependency, the plugins, the lifecycle goal, the build profile, and other stuff. So again, don't really stress. Even me too, I don't know too deep about Maven like that. I just understand some of the concept like the POM, some of the command you use with Maven. And again, all these applications, they have their command. The other day we are working on Git, you see Git this, Git that. Maven too, they have their command, MVN this, MVN install, MVN, so if we get to like Terraform, like Ansible too, you see Terraform apply, Terraform create, Terraform delete, Terraform innate or whatever. So, all of those build and this thing, they have their own like command, which again, it's not a serious. Most time you can look it up, you can Google your way out, like, okay, how do you do it? But, it's important to really understand some of all those things and then especially high level understanding. Again, Maven, you don't really, it's a work of developer to figure out, how they will structure their Maven application. As a DevOps guy, you only need to integrate it to the pipeline, to like Jenkins, so that it can automate build, so that developer don't have to worry about how they will build their application. They just have to write the code, push it to GitHub. Then, the pipeline that you build as a DevOps guy will take care of all the work, automatically. If there's any problem, it will notify the developer immediately. So, that's just your part as a DevOps guy. You don't really need to have a big deep knowledge on some of all these, especially like Java building too. So again, today's lab, these are some of the things we're going to cover. I want to show, the first thing that we do, I want to show how scripting works again, which is very, very important. Again, I mentioned it, I think like last class, we use scripting in DevOps for automation. And, I want to show last week we installed Jenkins on our server with all those commands that we use. So I wrote a script. I wrote like a very small script that we, install Jenkins on your Ubuntu server, like immediately, like, you just have to run the script. You don't have to do anything. So, and those are some of the concept of scripting. And, I want you to see how it works and stuff like that. So it's for automating tasks, tasks that you do manually, command that you have to enter manually. You can write a script that, you just enter the script, bam, everything. Okay, for example, when I joined the first company I worked with, they sent my laptop to me, which was Mac. So I had to like set all the, install so many things there, a lot of things there. I have to set it up, create my this thing, everything. So they have one script that was written. They send it to me. They send the script to me, which I downloaded on my computer. When I ran this script, it installed like more than 12 applications on my computer. I was just like this. I didn't even do anything, just watching. It installed Zoom, it installed Docker on my computer, it installed Git bash, a lot, everything, literally from A to Z. It installed it on my computer without, I don't have to go anywhere, click, download Zoom, download Microsoft Teams. Everything was in that script. They generate, they're very, very cool. It's a very long script with so many these things, the if statement that, okay, if this installation fail, do this, stuff like that. You can do so many cool things with scripting. And again, you can use Python. It's very common, or shell scripting. Shell is the one we use, like all those our Linux command, all those ls, cd, you can manipulate them to do so many things, so many complicated things, and they won't do it at a go. That script, I just enter it, bam, just run it, just like when you run this thing on your, when you run an application on your, just run just one script, and everything was more than 10 applications was installed one after the other, and when it was done, it told me that everything was completed. So, I just want to show some basic scripting, and for you to understand what it is. And then the next we're going to do is we're going to install this Maven on our Ubuntu server. Then we're going to create a new Git repository in GitHub. I believe all of us have a Git account. Then the next one we're going to do, we're going to create a Java project with Maven. So we're going to, the project, we have a source code, we have all the dependency, it's a Maven standard project, so but we're going to use Maven to create the project, then we're going to push it to our GitHub, then we will integrate Maven with Jenkins. Then again, we're going to build the Java application with Jenkins. So those are what we're going to cover in the lab today. Yeah, any question before we proceed?
Are we going to use the Java that we installed the last time?
No, yeah, no, that one is still there, of course. I believe most of us have the Jenkins server running, because the server is what we're going to use. Again, Maven is a Java-based application, so for Maven to work, we need that Java that we install. But that one is just a runtime environment. It's just we needed it last week because we want to install Jenkins. If you just install Jenkins without a Java, Jenkins will not work. That's what that one is different from that. Java is different from this.
Sorry, my question, that is not my question. My question is, are we going to use the Jenkins that we installed last time?
Yes, correct. Yeah, we're going to use that. Again, if you don't have the Jenkins, you can spin it up again. Or I
was just able to, because the lab that I got last time, so I was trying to use those commands, but I was not, it's not working for me. I was copying the same command, so I now have to browse online and follow the command, and it works. So and I was able to install it.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, again, if you run into any problem, go online, do research, maybe copy the error you got, just paste it on. You see, it's that's what makes tech job more kind of, because so many people, thousands of people are working on, they've run into similar problem before, you will see, you just see a way to go around it one way, because honestly, that's how you follow some tutorial like this on YouTube or Udemy anywhere, word for word, and you'll be running into problem. You stay, so there are so many variables, small thing, maybe just not copying the right this thing alone can mess the whole thing up. So it's check Google and stuff like that, eats me up or whatever. And so again, these things are not new. Go online, check Maven. There are so many articles, so many tutorial on all those things. It's just a matter of having time to go over it. So, but yeah. Today, yeah.
So is GitHub the same as Git Bash?
No. GitHub is the one we create, is the account we created the other day, which is the source control management tool. Git Bash is just a client, SSH client that allows to connect with our they just call it Git because I think it's it comes with Git installed with it, and it's that's why they call it Git Bash. GitHub is what we sign up for online. You go to github.com, you sign up, create account. Git Bash is just an application, just a client, like a software, small software, which is even optional. You don't have to use it. You can use other tools like Putty, like iTab for like Mac guys, or you can even access it directly from the distance. So yeah, they are not the same. GitHub is, I think we created account. That's where we created repository. Again, I will show you guys my GitHub account, and you see how it looks like. So yeah, no, they are not the same.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, again, so let me go to my terminal again. This is GitHub. This is what they call GitHub. Guys, very important. Source code is very important. Don't play with this. Is GitHub.
Can't see anything of Kenneth.
Oh, okay. Shit. I don't know. Am I not sharing this? Okay.
Yeah,
you can't see anything.
Okay, now we see.
So, but you can't see my you can see my browser now.
I can see. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can see your
I see
terminal.
your terminal, your
Oh,
whatever.
okay. You can only see my terminal. Okay. Let me see.
No, you can also see your your file.
But you can't see my. You can't see my Chrome.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, no, you can't. I'm not sure.
You can't see my Chrome, right? Okay. Let me show again. I don't know why I can't see my Chrome. Okay, can you guys see my screen now? Can you see my Chrome now?
Yes,
You see my browser now?
yes.
Okay, yeah. So this is GitHub, guys. This is GitHub. Don't mix it with this thing. This is what we call GitHub, and again, I think I showed this a lot when we were doing Git. And I send instruction how to create accounts on GitHub. And how to create a repository. I show you all my repository and stuff like that. This was the one I created during last class, and I just put some small script there. So this is GitHub. It's completely different from Git Bash. Is something like this. Can you guys see this one that looks like terminal? Oh, let me close it. This small one. Yeah, the Git Bash is just like this. So it's just a tool like this that allow you to run all those SSH command and stuff like that. Do ls, do whatever. So again, there are different bits. This Git Bash just have it comes with Git installed with it by default. So it allow you to like use Git directly. But apart from that, forget the name that similar to Git. It doesn't really mean that's not what we are actually using it for. So again, this is my GitHub account. This is my AWS account. You can see, guys. So again, I will briefly spin up a server. I want to show you how a script works. So I will spin up a server real quick. I think I can do that quickly without much. I will spin up Ubuntu server. So I want to use a script to like install this time. I'll leave everything as default. Security group, I'll select one. I will select anyone that have, okay, I think this has 8080 open. So I will launch it with this. Yeah. Then I will choose from existing. Then I think I have this. Then I acknowledge. Then I launch my EC2. So let me view my server if it's running. So what I want to show now, guys, this is the Jenkins server I used last week. So I stop it now, but I can still start it and we can still use it. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so this is the Jenkins server I used last week. This one that says Jenkins-server. So, but this is the one I just launched now. So this is a fresh server. Basically, it doesn't have anything, no Jenkins installed with it on it. I'm just going to SSH directly from the browser here. If it doesn't work, then I'll just, okay. So I'll just SSH directly from me. Again, you can use Git Bash here. Nothing. First of all, let me put Java version. So I just want to show you script. You say Java is not installed, or maybe Java just one V. Java is not installed. Sorry. I'm just using Control Java. So Java is not installed, as you can see. If I grab the IP address right here, and open another browser, and I use Control V, Command V. Okay, then 8080. You can see Jenkins is not installed here. I just want to show you something, about scripting. Java is not installed, Jenkins is not installed. So this is a fresh Ubuntu server that nothing is there. So now I want to use this script. Can you guys see my screen now? So can you guys see this? This like a small code. Yeah. So this is a script that I put together so what this script will do now is that it will install Java. If you see from line 4, these are basic Linux commands that we are using, guys. Nothing this thing, but just to show you how scripting works in real life. So the first line, we are just updating the apt whatever. Second line, we are installing the JDK, which is the Java this thing. The next one, we are running this command, which was one of the commands to install this thing, downloading this whatever, then running this next one. Again, the line 8, we are updating it again. Line 9, we are installing Jenkins. Line 10, I'm just saying print clearance screen. Matter of fact, let me put 3 dots here just to make it fancy. Then it will sleep for 5 minutes. So sleep for 5 minutes, like just pause for 5 minutes. Then the next line, I'm clearing the screen. I want to clear everything that's there. Then next line, it will say that Jenkins is installed. It will print it. Then the last line, it will print this command again that this is the default password. If you remember the cat that we used that day, that sudo cat this thing. So I run this command, that's why I put it under $sign here. So what will happen is that after the end of everything, we clear the screen, it will print that Jenkins is installed. Then it will tell me that this is your default password. Then it will put the default password right here. Again, this one will be clearer when we show it. So I'm just going to copy this, my small script. Let me Control C. I don't know which one. So then I will go to my Ubuntu, the new Ubuntu server. Again, this Ubuntu doesn't have anything. So I will just use Vim. Again, you can use Vim directly to just Vim. For example, if I use Vim, Jenkins or anything .sh, this is a shell script, so it has to end with sh. If you are running a Python script, it will end with .py. You can use Python to do something like this too. If you are good at Python, but this is shell script, which are this. So if I do this, this Jenkins.sh doesn't exist. So if you run this with Vim, Vim will create the file for you. Instead of us to just touch, we can touch it first and say touch. You can do it either way you want. Jenkins.sh. You can put any name here, guys. It doesn't have to be Jenkins, or maybe I can say my script.sh. You can do that. So this will create a file. So if I use ls now, it's created. Now I want to put the code that I just showed you. I want to put it in this file, because if you put cat and this, you see this file is empty completely. So now I want to put something there. So I will use Vim again, which is my favorite editor. So I will Vim it. So it allow me to type here, I will put I as I will type I will allow me to type any message. So matter of fact, don't let me. So again, I will copy my code from here, which is, I think it's copied already. Then let me go back to my terminal and just paste it, Command V. So again, you have to be careful when you are copying to this thing. VM sometimes used to do whatever. So you can see the first line was kind of clean out there for some reason. So we manually edit it, put sudo there. Then again, my shebang was not there, so I'll put this there. This will be bin bash. If you can see from the distance, I have that line there. Again, this will just tell this shebang. Again, you can Google what shebang is. It will just tell you that is there something wrong in the command, or do you have to modify one? Okay. Yeah, I think David is asking. So again, shebang is just, we just let your computer know the environment you are running this, For example, if it's like a Python script, you can do, let it know that, okay, this is Python 3, something like this, I don't think it will have to be bin bash, but, this is what shebang is when you are running script. Again, this is my script here. I just copy and paste it here. So let's run it, we'll show you how to run it, then you see what will happen. So I'm going to save it now, escape, column WQ, then enter. So again, let me clear my screen. So if I cut the this thing now, so you see the contents there now. This is the content of the script. But again, you can't run the script without having permission to do that, Again, we have our script here, ls/l. This is the script. This is the script right here, or just ls. So this is the script. But again, you can't run it. You see the color now. You can't run it directly like this. You have to give it a permission. And to do that, you run change mode. Then you use +x. +x is that you are giving execution. X is execution permission. For example, if I want to give it write permission, I can say +w, but you want to be able to execute this script, so you put +x, then the name of the script. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I do that, and, I was able to give it the permission. Yeah, so I believe we should be able to exit. You see the color change now. Once I use ls, you see the other one, ls I use, with the gray this thing. So, this tell you that you are able to execute this command. So if I run ls-l again, you see at first when I run ls-l, we see rw alone, which is read and write. Right here, if you come down, you see rwx. That means I now have execution permission on this file, on this script file. If you don't have the execution permission, you can't do anything. You can only read it, you can write to the file, but you can't execute it. So to execute a file, you put dash, you put dots, then slash, then the name of the file. This is how to execute a file. You don't have to do any other thing. Dot slash, then the name of the file. Let me enter this and see what happened. So you see all the command are running now. What is going on here is doing the installation for us, updating everything. It will download the Java, the JDK application. Then later it will go ahead and download Jenkins on the server with just one click. You understand? Instead of us, what we did last week, copy this line, do this, do that, and this is why scripting is very powerful and DevOps and then, some of all this tech, this thing. So I will just watch now, just see what will happen then. You remember the code that we had to copy the other day, you see that it will print the code out to me because I put it in the script to cut that particular line. So you see everything is running now. So, I put a command to clear the screen. So when it's done, I told the script to clear the screen and just print only the password, the admin password that we did to copy. So again, it will take some time. I think it's installing Jenkins now. Everything has been installed. So let's just watch. I think it should be done very soon. So again, you can see the terminal here. Nothing is there. It's nothing was there before we run the code. So you will see what will happen after this code was successful. Now, if I refresh this page, you see that Jenkins will be up and running. Yeah, I just want to show you guys that I may not really need this server. I'll probably just terminate it or something. Okay, you see clearing screen in the last line now. That's what I echo. You see it cleared the screen now. So, and what happened is that it prints here that Jenkins is installed. When you check my screen, I say echo this statement. Then I say echo, I tell it to echo this, then this is the password. So what happens if you go back to the script right here? This is what this line 12 and line 13 is what you are saying. At first it's echo. Again, echo is like print. Jenkins is installed. Then I say print, the default password is, this is the default password. Then I say sudo cat this directory. So because I don't know it beforehand, so I don't know what default password is, so I can't just put anything there. So I tell it to run the command and put the output right here and put the answer for me right here. So it's just some basic concept of programming there. There's nothing this thing. Again, this is run. This is the only thing I need to grab now, and then I'm good. So because I need this, that's why I had to use that last command. So I'm just going to copy this, because if you remember, we have to do sudo cat to do this. If I refresh this page now, Jenkins should be running here. As you can see, Jenkins is installed with just the script alone. We don't have to do this thing. And again, I already copy if you go back to the terminal, this is what it was asking for. I already tell the script to print it out for me. So if I go here, just paste the command here, go in, I'm in my Jenkins already. So again, this is just to show how scripting concept and how it's very powerful, in automation, in doing tasks that, you have to do manually, you have to run sudo cat, this, I put everything, just few line of script. I was able to install everything. And then, so I can send this one to you guys, run it on your server, everything will run perfectly, and then, you have Jenkins up and running. So, and then, yeah, that's what I want to show here actually.
Yes, you can share this. You can drop the script in the chat.
Yeah, can I actually do that? Let me see. You may actually attach it as a file or just copy the content.
Just copy the content.
Okay, yeah. Again, just create any file, just copy and paste the content there. And yeah, you should be good, Again, if I can attach it, it will be, if I just attach it and then that will be it. Does it? Okay, I can see chat now.
It's also possible to attach. You can just save it as a file.
Yeah, I think I see it. Okay. Yeah, I can attach. Let me just attach it. Then the only thing you have to do, you just have to give it the permission. Then after the permission, you'll be able to, you can execute it on your this thing. You can just download this on your machine or whatever, or if you can open it, and just, then you have to execute it on Ubuntu environment. I mean, if you want to write some advanced script, you can tell it to install on any operating system. Like, okay, if it is like a if it's like a if it's not Ubuntu based, maybe it's like Red Hat Enterprise, you can use some if statements, you can do a little bit advanced stuff here, like, okay, if the operating system is this, run this command S, you understand? So you can do all those very, very interesting stuff in a script. You can say that, okay, you can run a command to get the distro, the operating system of the machine. Then you will run another command that if that the output is this operating system, this is the command you run. If it's not this, instead of apt now, you can say yum. If it is a Red Hat enterprise, this thing, it's very, scripting is very powerful. It can do a lot of things.
Kenneth,
Yeah.
in what environment do you write this script?
In
what environment do you write the script?
Ubuntu, yeah, I wrote the environment, but are you talking about this editor, Visual Code?
Oh, you mean I can just write it in
yeah, you can write it in any, you can, any this thing. May I just write it here so that I can copy it and easily.
Like Notepad,
right? What do you say?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, I can hear you now.
I said like Notepad.
Yeah, you can write it on the notepad. But why some of all these things are cool is that it will give you good formatting. It will allow you to do things. You see all those coloring and stuff like that. Yeah, you can write it on the notepad. Vim is almost like the same as notepad or anything. So you can write it on the notepad, but just make sure you run it when you are running it, when you are executing it, it's on Ubuntu environment because it's a Ubuntu.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so how will you know like you scripted the right thing? Like how does it notify of error or something?
yeah. If there's error, yeah, I mean you will see everything on the. Okay, you mean to write the script
Yes.
from scratch?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just run it. Then if you see error, then you correct it
You go
again.
back to it again. Okay.
Yeah, go back, edit it and stuff like that. Yeah, if you are running script from, yeah, it's almost like that. Whenever I run, I write like Python, this thing. I don't, it doesn't work once. Sometimes, you can, sometimes just having a small space or maybe not putting the right thing will throw you error. Then you have to like check that, okay, what happened? But most time the error that you get, you will see it will point to a specific, it will give you hints that, okay, this line 12 is the one, maybe not found or something like that, you know where to like, okay, check. But again, the best way to know is to run it first. If it doesn't work, before this code could work, I think I had some, it was giving me some this thing, not a lot of problem because this is a very basic script. But if you're writing like a very long script or stuff, you have to run it sometimes. And even this, I had to like look up that, okay, how can I, using Echo, how can I integrate a script, a command within the distance, because I want it to like print this right in front of this. So I had to like, okay, I now say syntax that, okay, I need to put it within a bracket and put like a $sign in between. I mean, I knew this thing before, but I forgot. So I had to like look it up. So I got the syntax. But of course, this command it's something I know that this is what I will need. So, again, you just be creative and then, just manipulate. I'm not too good at scripting too. I think I'm a bit better with Python than this. Yeah, again. Yeah, what do you say?
What what is the what scripting language is this? Is it
Yeah, this is a shell. This is a shell or bash. You can call it bash or shell scripting or bash. Yeah, this is a shell. That's why you see .sh. Once you see .sh, most time once you see the output of the what's it called, the extension of the script, that's how you know. I have some .py script. That I can. That there's a Python. If it's .py, if it ends with .py, that there's a Python script. I mean, those are the two ones I know how to use. I think JS is JavaScript. They use it too, but it's not that mostly shell scripted, they like it a lot, and or bash, they call it bash sometimes, you see .sh. So, again, you can have the code, push it into your GitHub repository, cool. I think I have it in my GitHub repository, it's like I store it there for life, I can access it anywhere. I will just have to clone it, if I give you this endpoint now, you can just clone it. You have access to everything. It's like you are downloading all this into your file. So it's yeah. Again, I don't need this new Jenkins server. I just want to show how to do things in a DevOps world and how to run a script. I'm just going to terminate this right now. Any question before we proceed? Because this is just introduction. Yeah, no question. Everybody's clear with the script. Again, it's something you can still learn more, go deeper, maybe you want to learn more on script, check videos out, learn, or maybe you want to work on Python or whatever, but these are what they use it for, because I've had questions like, okay, for DevOps guy, what do you use Python for? What do you use this for? these are some of the things you do with those things. They call it automation, because it allows you to do things quicker and make life easier. And again, if you are stopping your server and starting it, know that you always get different public IP address. So always know that, once you stop it, you start it, you are getting different public IP address. So this was the last one we used in the class. So I'm going to grab the public IP address now. Again, you can get it here, or if you come down here, you get the public IP address right here. And this is what you need to access the Jenkins server. So this is my GitHub. So, so I'm going to just paste it here now with 880. Then yeah, again, this was the one we used last class. So nothing you're going to see. I'm going to just show some of the things we did again for some of us that are not in the class. Again, these are some of the build process that we did last week. Some of the job that we created, and we talk about different this thing. Again, we are going to create another one today. And so if you go to configure now, you see more detail about this. If you remember, we put our GitHub repository here, the source code, then we said it should be from master branch. Again, you can have different branch. For me, I have like 2 branch, so you have to make sure you are in the right branch, because branches can be, again, this is not true. You can leave it as default master branch. So, again, we talk about this poll SCM schedule, which is a Scrum job. They call it Scrum job in Linux. Again, it's something you can look up, or if you press this this icon here, sorry, I think it's the other one. If you press this question mark here, you see a lot of explanation there, everything. For example, if you want to say every 15 minutes, you're just going to say H/15, so that means that the job will run every 15 minutes, or stuff like that. So different syntax depending on the use case, but here we are using every minute. So we are saying that every minute there's a change in our GitHub repository. I want you to perform this action. So, cron job is a lot to learn on its own. You don't really need to go to if you need anything, just check it up. And you remember we put this small shell script as a build tool. So today we are going to build real application and stuff like that. So, these are some of the things we did last week. Then, you can go to manage Jenkins and see a lot of options there. You can check plugins. You can do a couple of things there. So, so today, first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a new repository. We're not going to use you can use the last one you have before. It doesn't matter. Then I just want to create another one for this class. So I will create it, new repository. You press the plus sign in, then you see new repository. So if you use new repository, just let me see Java project. I think I have one with that name. Okay, I don't have it. So again, I'm going to leave it as default. You don't have to do anything there. Creating repository is as simple as ABC, very simple. You literally don't have to do anything there. If I use private here, then I will have to like provide some. Again, I don't have any serious thing in my GitHub, so I will leave it public. So I will leave everything public. Then I'll just click create. I'll just leave everything as default. Then I'll just create a repository. So again, this is the repository we're going to use. So I'm going to grab this URL because I want to clone this repository on my machine. Again, you can clone it on your local machine. If you add git bash will allow you to run git command directly. You can clone it on your computer if you like, or it doesn't have to be on EC2 that you are working. You can clone it directly on your. But let's just clone it because we'll be installing Maven as well and stuff like that. So let me connect with my Jenkins server now, which is this guy that's running. So I just want to SSH into it, to the server, because we are going to install. So I'm going to just click connect directly. This is a shortcut if you don't want to use SSH clients like the one we've been doing. So you can use this, but sometimes, I don't know, it doesn't work for me and they keep giving me error. But you can try it. If it works, you can. The main thing is you are able to SSH into your server. I'm right into my server now. So ls, I don't have nothing there. Okay, I thought I have something there. I don't have anything on my server. So so what we're going to do now is I'm going to clone that repository. This repository, I'm going to clone it. It's empty repository. There's nothing there. Again, repository is just like a folder you create. Again, I show this a lot of time. These are all my repository. Depending on the project that they are working on, they will create like a repository, name it, and they'll be working on it. So so I'm going to clone the repository right now. Again, the command is git clone. Then I'll paste the URL right here. So I cloned the repository. It's telling me that the repository is empty. Again, there's nothing surprising here. We know that we don't have any code in this repository. It's completely empty. What's this thing? Floating. Okay. Yeah. So the repository is empty. Forget all these things. All these things just like a tutorial on how to do stuff or whatever. So this repository is empty. There's nothing there, and that's why it's telling us that it's there. How do we know if we clone it? Again, cloning is like you are downloading your repository in GitHub to your local. So if I use ls now, it will give me the name of that this thing. So the folder you are seeing here, right here, this guy right here is right on my server. Again, I can go on my computer directly on my item. I can run git clone, because I have access to git from my terminal. If you are using this thing, you can use that too. If I use git clone directly right here, okay, no, let me cd into, let me ls, because I want to show it. Let me ls desktop. Okay, so let me cd into desktop now. I'm going to desktop directory. Then I want to clone that repository there. So I'll say git clone, I'm just showing you, that it's the same thing. You can run it on your machine directly. It doesn't have to be on the Ubuntu. So you see on the left now, on the right on my screen, which is on my desktop, this is my computer, this is my Mac computer. You see that folder that says Java project. This is exactly what is on GitHub. Then I can maybe move a file inside it. I can go into that file, write anything there, then put it back into GitHub. So cloning is just like you are bringing that, just like the name, you are downloading a copy of that this thing. And if like 10 developers are working on this Java project, this is what all of them will do. They will just put git clone. They first clone everything to their machine. They will make necessary changes there. They will edit it. They will add anything there. Then they will put it back into the central repository for everyone to be able to use. So again, guys, there's nothing magic here. This is just pure, just downloading that repository directly from your Ubuntu machine. As you can see, this is my computer, and I was able to, if you have a Git bash on your Windows, you can run that directly, and you see it will bring that folder to your desktop or your download or anywhere you run the command. So just a side note on the Git. So let's go to our this thing again. I clone it, and again I run ls, and I was able to see this thing. But if I cd into that, do we have any content there? No. ls, nothing is there. If I run ls/la, so you see this .git file. Once you see anything dot, they are hidden file, and you can't see them by default. unless you run command like ls/la before you can see hidden file, hidden file this thing. So this .git, any folder you have, any Git folder you have must have this hidden file, but until you run this command, you're not going to see it physically, but if you just run ls, it will tell you nothing is there. But if you run ls/la or ls/a, you will see that file there. This is the hidden file, and this tells us that this is Git. But again, we don't have any real thing in this thing. So what we're going to do is that inside this directory now, we are going to create the Maven project there. So there's a command for that. Again, I will share the command. I look it up too. It's nothing. I don't put it on my head or anything, but I will share the command as well. So you can run it, then it will generate a Maven project. Then we can see what we have there. If you go to like even Maven, this thing, you see it's that, okay, getting started, because again, it's a developer work to like write all the code and do everything. For us, we are just trying to simulate the situation, when they have like a Java-based project and how they work on it and some of the options. So maybe I'll put that in the command in the comment section. Let's see. I can see the comment again. So again, yeah.
When I clone my own this thing, it has master in brackets. Doesn't matter, right?
What? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think my distance is timeout. I don't know. So ls, if I run ls again, I'll see into that. So I'll just put tab. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So again, we don't have nothing there. So this is the Maven command, that will allow you to generate this thing. Oh, sorry. Again, if we run this thing, it will tell us Maven is not installed. So we have to install Maven first. But so to install Maven, it's a very few command to run to do that. So first, we're just going to use sudo apt install Maven. Again, let me show you. I don't know why this thing always hang. Okay, so you see now it tells us that MVN is not found, that it's not installed. So if we run MVN -version now, it will tell us that it's not found, So again, it gave us command to install it, which is what we're going to use. Sudo apt install Maven like this. So this will install Maven by default. It's asking you to continue, yes or no. Why? So by default, this will install Maven on your, again, we are on our Ubuntu server, guys, make sure you're on your Ubuntu server. So which is very important. So,
Mine says command not found. I don't know why.
Which command?
I tried to sudo apt install Maven.
Yeah. It's a command not found.
Yes.
Are you on the Ubuntu? Are you sure you are logged into the machine itself?
Yeah.
You should be able to run sudo apt update and see if you are able to run that.
Command not found. I don't know why he's saying that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
Are you logged into your machine? Are you still connected?
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure of. I don't know. Maybe it's connected to the.
Because it's possible your Git bash has disconnected, so you are just running the command on your
exactly
laptop.
On your. Are you saying Ubuntu at something? You have to see that if you don't see that,
hold on. Let me.
Your Windows, and that will not work.
You can just copy that your thing and send it to us.
Mm.
Just snapshot that your main interface, I mean the terminal to this way.
Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely you are not on that. So far, you can't run any apt command. You know, you are not in the on the Ubuntu machine. No. So again, this is the command to do to like generate like a template of our project. So if I enter this command now, so it will run all those random stuff, everything. I can't see
So I
the
have to CD into my pair, my key pair, or
yeah, you have to go through, you have to do all the process, yeah.
CD. Oh, okay. I think that's where I made my mistake.
Yeah, you have to do everything. Yeah, so yeah, this is that command, guys, to like yeah, you have to make sure you're inside the distance. So that's the command if you want to follow along to like get the Maven. So I'm going to clear my screen. Again, this is what we have now when we run the command. So we have this, my web app, my web app, there's this command they call tree. Tree command will give you like a structure of the directory. Okay, tree is not found. Let me quickly install tree. Sudo apt install tree. So I just want to show you the structure of this Maven project, how it looks like. So now I can run my tree command, tree. So tree, this is the folder, this is the high level of the folder, under the folder you have pom.sml, which I talk about during the presentation, then you have the source. Under the source, you have a main, you have all the structures, then this is the main code itself, index.jsp. So developer have to follow this pattern to write their code, like this POM SML now, if I ls now, I have this, if I cd into my web app, then I use ls, you see the POM SML and the src, which is this two. So this was just giving you like the hierarchy of the file structure, and this is how Maven works. So for developer now to build the application, they have to follow exactly, they must have this file, they must have this pom.sml file, they must have another folder called src, then they must have another one under it's called main, and follow everything. And there are some things, there are some files they have to maintain in that distinct. If I cut this pom.sml now, you see what is there. Pom.sml, it's this is SML template. This one is just telling you that, okay, from this one now, you see packaging is a war. By the time we build this application, you see the output will be .war. .war is just web application. This is the version. This one you can edit some of all these things. If you are good at but this is not really that difficult. These are the dependency. JUnit is for testing. Some of them I don't really know it's to scope test. But this POM SML is very, very important in Maven. And automatically the command we ran was able to generate it for us, so we don't have to do everything. Although in real life project, developer may have to like edit some of all these things. Maybe for the name, they may have to put the name of their company there. Some things like this artifacts. We can put anything there. This group ID as well, we can edit it. Dependency, you can add more dependency. If you like. So there are so many things you can do in this POM. So this pom.sml file is what Maven will use to like build the application, to like know that, okay, this is what I have to do. This is how I have to like build the application. Again, don't stress too much about the the jargon that's written there, but just to get the concept of pom.sml. Again, the main thing is, just know that, Maven has a structure that it's built from, and some of the structure. Yeah, I shared it in the comment section. Oh, maybe, okay. I think I shared to only David. Let me see. Yeah, sorry, I will share it right now. Okay, let me get the command again. Yeah, so but once you run that command, you should be able to yeah, you'll be able to. So what we're going to do now is, okay, thank you, David. David just reshared it. So I didn't know it was direct message to David. Sorry. I just copied it there. I didn't know I was talking to David a lot. So yeah, this is the structure of Maven. Again, there's nothing to worry about. You know, these are just a file structure, guys. Nothing to do. This is a folder inside another folder, inside another folder. These are files. These are, you know, whatever. So these are developer work to like maintain this structure. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, again, if I use ls now, you know, we have that file there. So I'm going to push it into our GitHub repository. So I will run git add, you remember some of dots, you know, git add dot is just to add it into like a staging environment or whatever they call it. So again, don't forget the dots. There are some people that can use like a star at the end like this, you know, just add everything. So then next command is git commit, you know, -m.
I'm raising my hand now.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Chairman?
Which is there any issue with region being selected? Because I actually followed everything, but I noticed that I cannot even ping my public IP. What could be the problem? And the instance is running, the state is showing running, but even pinging it is not working. I couldn't connect to it. But this thing Git bash connected. I installed Jenkins, everything running, but to log into Jenkins now, it's just timing out. It's not connecting. And the only time I was the ping showed the result that the ping responded was when I connected through the web. I just click on connect, then the ping responded, but I still couldn't. Once I disconnected the web and I couldn't ping it again. What could be the wrong? I'm on a US East Ohio. Could that be an issue?
No, that shouldn't be an issue. That shouldn't be. What I'm thinking is your security group. Maybe do you mess up with anything like with the ports 22? Is it open to
I left everything as default. SSH connected to it, but that's all.
Yeah, do you open port 8080?
I'm not sure. Let me create a fresh instance though.
Yeah. Try and open the port on the, when you get to that security, you see add rule, then you click it, then you use port 8080. So yeah, try that and I'm sure that should work. Yeah, since you can SSH into it, then yeah, it's you just, I think it's security group level kind of error. So yeah, so back to this. So I ran git add dots, then git commit next, then -m, then the name could be anything, guys, you know. So what I'm trying to do is that, you know, again, you remember this is empty. Our repository is empty. I mean the remote one. So but right here now we downloaded, you know, again, this is empty. If I refresh it, nothing is there. This thing are just instruction, you know. So but now we are trying to, this folder that we just like generate, that we just created, we're trying to push it into this guy here, you know. So that's what we're just doing. So I run git commit now, you know, it's telling me that we are good to go. Then I will do git push origin master. So so it's asking for my username in GitHub, and then my password, which doesn't show on the terminal. So now I push it now. So tell me that new branch, master, blah, blah, blah. So if I refresh this now, we should see that folder. So if I hit refresh now, you see this folder that we have right here. We're able to push it to this GitHub, you know, which is the root repository. So we're able to push it. If I open it, you see the POM XML, you see the other file, that the same thing that you saw when I ran the tree command the other time. You know, let me clear my screen again. the same file that you see here, pom.sms, src, everything is here. If I dig deep into this, you see everything, web, then index.jsp, web index.jsp, you see everything is there. So then this is the source file. Mostly this is what we're going to be editing. Then, this is the HTML, this is what they call HTML file, which is the syntax they use for like all this web application or whatever. So if we edit this thing now, if we're able to access this website, this is what we're just going to see. So yeah, but we are not deploying it yet, so we're just going to like build it and stuff. So so we have the code that we're going to work with now, which is this, and again, so this is what Jenkins will pick up. Jenkins will pick this up, we build it, run everything, build it, and then we're going to get the artifacts. So if we go back to our Jenkins now, let me go to the dashboard. This is Jenkins dashboard again. If you don't have anything there, it's okay. We don't really need.
Sorry, Kenneth, sorry.
Yeah.
Quickly remind me. My key pair is in my download, so I'm trying to use it to access my server.
Yeah.
Bash.
Yeah.
I've forgotten the command.
Yeah, just CD download. CD into download first. Make sure you are inside download first.
Okay.
Yeah, then you will, if you come here, let me, the easiest way to do it, if you come to connect.
Yeah, I don't want to get used to this one. That's okay.
Yeah,
I remember now. That's my mistake.
Yeah.
I should have copied this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just copy the example alone. Since you already used the key before.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to. Yeah. Yes, I think you should be able to get in with that. So again, guys, this is our source code, and that we'll be working with. We're going to Jenkins. We build this. We build this application. We grab this application, then we build it. Then to generate an artifact. Artifact for this one will be war, which means web application for Java. It could, if it's a .jar, that's just a Java application, which is not a web base. So there could be the artifact could be .jar, it could be .war, but in this case it's a .war we are working with, because if you check this this thing, if you check the POM SMS file, you see that it says, let me cut pom.sms again. Okay, now I have to cd into, then if I cut pom.sms, so if you see from this packaging, you say WA. So WA just means web application for Java. I don't know the R there, but it's just, it's WA, it's not WA. So yeah, again, so Jenkins will pick this up, build it, do everything, and it will generate the WA file. So that's what we're just going to do briefly, just simple up. So first, if you remember when we're installing Jenkins, we told Jenkins to install some of suggested plugins. So some of them are Maven. Maven was there. We installed Maven plugin, but we didn't install it manually. Jenkins, it was some of the process. I will show you now. If I go to manage Jenkins right here, if I go to manage plugins, so I want to show you Maven plugins that was installed. If I go to installed, then I show, or maybe I just search like Maven. I don't know, it doesn't show us to be there. So if I come down, MVN, I don't know, maybe that's not the name it's installed with, or maybe it comes with another. But yeah, I'm sure Maven is installed. You see the ant that we talk about. Then I think Maven is installed. Let me see available. Yeah, I think it's available. No, available is when we, if I tap Maven now, yeah, but I think by default, Jenkins come with Maven, because if you go to manage Jenkins again, go to like global tool configuration, you see right here, you have your Gradle, which is another tool for building. You have your Maven. So by default, it comes with it. But normally, most time, if you are using tools with Jenkins, you have to like install the plugin. You have to search for the plugin, install it before you can start using it. But it comes with this directly. So, you can see some of the one that comes with it, the Gradle, the Ants. Ants also, they use it to build application. Gradle, same thing. Then Maven, which is the one we're going to use. So those are the one, just to show you. We're still going to come here and, add some configuration right here. So before this can work. So we are going to create a new item. Again, it will be new item. We're just going to call it Maven project or Java projects. Let me call it Java project. So, and again, you see right here, you can, so here we are going to use a freestyle project. Later, we'll be working with pipeline directly, which is a bit more advanced because the one we are doing now is just one stage. Pipeline, we have multiple stages, like 5 different stages, build, test, deploy, all those things will be there. So, which will be the next one we'll be working with. So right now we are still working with freestyle projects. Freestyle project, I just press OK. Then right here, you don't have to do anything there, description. The main thing you have to do here, source code management, very important. By default it's done, you have to click on Git. So it's asking for our repository URL. Again, you just have to go to your right here, click on code, then copy the URL directly. So we copy it now, and we just paste it here. Again, this is a public repository, so we don't need credential. If it's a private repository, we have to create a credential, which we're going to do sometimes later in the future. So, but it's a public repository, nothing is required there. Come down, again, we are building from master branch, just leave it as default. Then from the trigger, which is very important, if you remember last class, we used this poll SCM. Then, so this will allow it to trigger directly whenever we make any change right here. Whenever we make any change right here, Jenkins will build automatically. So again, we want to do that every minute. So that would be 5 stars, like this, every minute of the day, every seconds of the, every minute of the day, every hour of the day, whatever they used to call it. So, and again, it's telling us that you really want to build every minute. Yes, we are. So the interesting one we're going to do is, this build. We are going to click on add build step. If you remember the last one we did, we just execute a shell command and say, okay, echo whatever. But today we are going to invoke top level Maven targets. So we're going to click on this option. Then it will tell us a goals. Maven have what they call goals. Goals are like, I'll say they are like some of the command you use with Maven. If you click on this, you see some of the, I don't know, the goals are not here. But the goal can be something like MVN install, MVN package, just like some of the command they use with Maven to like build the application. Again, it's nothing to clean install. So what we're going to use here is that is clean install package. So we are telling it that it should install Maven, then it should package it. Packaging it means that it will build it, then package it as a WAR file. Just like when you are zipping a file, when you zip bundle of file together. So this is a Maven kind of standard there. This thing, it could be anything here. You could run even just package alone or MVN install or whatever. I think the clean is just to like clean up the directory before it does the thing. Again, goals is some Maven kind of concept. You don't really need to, honestly, you just have to understand the concept that, okay, Maven, they use it to build the application and stuff like that. So, here, that's the only thing you have to do right here. So it's, so Here we give it, okay, we have to do advanced. Yes, we have to go to advanced. Then this one says POM. So it's asking us that where is our POM file? So actually by default, we can leave it blank, but unfortunately, our POM, assuming our POM is on this directory, it's on this folder, it's on this like level directly. We don't have to do anything, but our POM file, which is this guy here, you see this guy here, that's what they call POM. It's inside one level. We have to go deeper one level. So we are going to copy this part, just to tell Jenkins where our POM file is, because Jenkins is asking that where's your POM? That's what this thing is asking. Yeah, so I will do this, then POM.xml. So, I'm telling Maven that you have to go into this directory first before you see the POM. So, if the POM is directly on this directory, we don't really have to do that if it's on this level. So, because we have to go inside one more. So, yeah, again, that is, I think that's the only thing we have to do right here, just use clean install package, then, specify this part. Again, I will send all this instruction to you step by step, everything. Then just get the concept for now. Then you don't have to do anything in this place right now. So just save it. So the next thing we're going to do, I'll go back to my dashboard. Then I'll go to manage Jenkins. So then I'll go to configure global tool configuration right here. And then I will scroll down to Maven. Now I'm trying to specify the part of Maven now that, okay, name, you can give it anything. I'll just say Maven, then right here, I will check this. Then here it's asking that where's Maven home directory. So right here, if you go back to your terminal, I don't know if this is timeout. I think so. It always does that. So I will refresh this. So if I run, okay, I'm trying to, okay, so I'm back in my terminal now. So if I run nvn version, so I just want to see home, my Maven home. So right here, it gives me that idea that my Maven home is in this directory, USR user share. So /USR, so I'm just going to copy this directory actually. Then I will give it to Jenkins that, okay, this is my Maven home. So again, I know guys, this may look a bit, yeah, these are just the configuration that we have to do here. So I will save this right here. Then I think there's still something I have to do. Java project. Let me go to configure again. Let's specify. So, okay, right here, I will select Maven. Yeah, we have to do this before we do that. So right here, I will select Maven, and let me save it. Then now we can build. Yeah, we can build this and see what happened. So if I click on build now, I'm inside that project. You see on the top, it says Java project, I'm inside this. So here I can click build now, So if I click build now, so it should build it. You see on the bottom now, it's building it now, I can go on the terminal right here, you see all the outputs, blah, blah, blah. It told me that it's finished successfully, right here, it says build successful. What do we get from the build? Let's see what we got. If we go to workspace, right here, this is the workspace. If I click on it, you see it, of course, it will clone this repository. If I click on this repository, it's created a file called target, by default, target. So whatever I build from this application, it will put it inside this folder. This folder was not there by default. If you go to our GitHub repository, the folder was not there, it's just only these two folder, So now we have this folder called target. And if you click on it, you see this WAR file. So this is our application. This is what we need to deploy to the server that we serve this environment. If we have like a web application to serve this application now, from here, we're just going to copy this to the web application, and we'll be able to see the application running. And what happened with continuous integration is that whenever there's a change in the code, for example, let's make a change in our code now. I'm going to do it on the terminal so that you guys can, I can edit directly from the stuff, but I want to do it direct. I want to do it here. So I will see the into web. My web, okay, So I will cd into source src, because where I'm going is actually, where I'm going is I want to go inside, I want to go inside source, then I want to edit this file. I just want to edit it, then we see what will happen with Jenkins. So inside my terminal again, let me use ls. So I will cd into main. It's a lot of directory, that's why I used tree the other time. Then I will cd into web app again. It's a long directory, folder inside folder inside folder. So if I use ls, this is the file I want to edit now. So maybe I use vim, maybe I run vim index.gsp, then I use my high. Then this is the actual application, this is the actual HTML application. Maybe I just put some, just a change. Let me see. Bayo, what is going on? Your Git commit was not working. Let me see what to run. Use Control C to get out from here. Yeah, run Control C to get out from here. Yeah, and probably run the command again. So now I'm just making changes to the source code, nothing serious, then clear. Then I'm going to run my git add again, because I make a change now to So I make a change to this code now. This is what I'm doing. So I'm trying to update it. So, again, you see this is still old code that's there. So I will use git add, then git commit -m. I want to be running the code as often as possible, so that we get used to it. The more you see it, the more you get. If not directly, I can just edit it here. I can use edit here, just edit it, but you wouldn't get used to git command with that. So new update. Then, this is what developer will do when they make that changes. They will do add, they will do commit, and they will do, git push, of course, git push. Then we are pushing to master directly. So there's a way I can skip this thing and don't have to provide my password every time. I will check it up again. So now I do that. What Jenkins will do now is that Jenkins will build it again. Jenkins know that, okay, we make a change. If you see the bottom here now, you see very soon, you see there'll be Jenkins is about to trigger, you see right here. And this is what continuous integration is all about. Every time they make that changes, you want to build another artifact. And when we go to that workstation again, another artifact will be built, a fresh one will be built. So, the application will be updated real time or whatever. If we go to the work this thing again, this is a new one that just got built. You see the timestamp there. No, if you go to target, you see the timestamp there. Forget about the 11 p.m. there, 52. So new, we generate a new file. And the claim that we use is that, claim the one that was there before, generate another file. So this executable file, this is like output, and this is what they call artifacts. And this one, you can deploy it in any environment. You can put it in the next class. We'll be working on some of the environment that we can deploy this. You'll be able to see the application working real life. You see the changes, working real life. So, but right now, just to show, continuous integration and, the building process. Now we're able to build with Maven, and we got our output, which is the WAR file. So, again, this can be deployed in any environment and everybody. If I wipe it out now, build it again, wipe it manually, build it again, you see it's empty now, nothing is there. If I build this application again, it will generate another stuff there. So same thing if I go to my terminal here. If I go to terminal, let me see the other way back. So if I go to this project, no, okay, no, it won't be there. So no, it won't be there. So no, okay, if I go to, I think what is Jenkins home? I think it's var dot lib. I think so. And then if I'm just trying to see the workstation for, I think is yeah, but don't really, I'm just trying to show you the file on the terminal directly, this WAR file that I just showed you. So now I'm building it again. I don't know why it's taking time. So it was able to build successfully. That's why you see the green tick here. If I go to the workstation again, you see the file is there, the target is there again. It was able to build it again. So if they make any changes to this code, it will build the process again, package everything, make all the dependency that should be done. Normally, they should be doing this on the terminal manually. That, okay, Maven package, those are the commands that you should be running manually. But with Jenkins, with continuous integration, you can do that, automatically whenever there's any change in the code. And, that is the very important concept of this thing. So next class, what we're going to do is, we are going to run another server. So we're going to push this thing, like copy it to that server that we are running. So that one, they call it Tomcat, Apache Tomcat. It's a very common, popular web server application that holds like a application. So we can deploy this thing right into that server and we'll be able to view the content of the website. Now we can't say anything. It's just a package file that's there. So that there are some application that you can put this and you'll be able to see it. And this is what they get. And then if I go back to my this thing there, when we talk about artifacts, this is what we release when we go through this process from coding, it builds, it do everything. Then, this is what you're going to get as output, the WAR file, the .war file in this case. So that's just the concept of the continuous integration and the, working with Jenkins. Again, we're going to be working on this. I will send you the detailed, process of doing this one by one, all the things you have to integrate, everything. It's not a lot like that, just few things you have to change here. Yeah, especially the main thing is just this build, run this command and then it's yeah. So I think that will be it today. I think we cover so much, and if you guys are confused, maybe if you have the time, just take a look at the video again. If you can follow along. Again, I will send the instruction on how to do this. If you have a problem installing your Jenkins, please, let me know, and then how I can help or whatever, so that we can be on the same page. I want everyone to have a Jenkins server running at this stage, and have some of all these things set up, because we'll be building on this going forward. We're going to, when we get to pipeline as well, you see, we're going to have various stages in our pipeline. This is just a basic Jenkins job that we're just doing for now. We still have to deploy this. If we go to the app here, if I go to configure, you can see post build action. It's telling you that, okay, after you build it, what do you want to do with the artifact? So I can tell it that. So next class, we can do something like, okay, archive the artifact. You can do various things, various options with it. So you can publish it, you can do it, you can deploy it into another environment. You can say, okay, build another one, different options. So this option is something we'll be looking at the next class. Now we are able to build it with Maven. Then, post build. Then after build, what do you do next? So that's what we're just going to look at. From there, we keep going. Yeah, I know some of us missed a couple of last class and 2 class. I know it will be difficult to catch up right now. I would advise you can take a look at the video and, see if you're able to. The main thing is, understand Git. I think we cover Git, then we cover Jenkins last class, the basic ones and stuff like that. So try and see if you can catch up. Then if you can't, then maybe, we can have a session before the next class, because if you keep going, building on this now, you get more confused, if you don't understand the basic. And that's why I started from the basic, from, understanding Linux command, understanding Git, because I know we'll be using it going forward every time. So, yeah. Any question, guys? So, you have to, it's like hierarchy. You have to keep building on it. If you really miss the Git part, it will be difficult to really understand what we are trying to do right here. You'll be like, okay, what is going on? What is, so it's, yeah, but yeah, we send this instruction even this night so that you guys can see if you can follow along and get, we just package the code and that's it, and generate artifacts, not a serious paper. Yeah, so someone is saying something. Yeah, any question, guys? Any question?
I just need to watch this video again because
Yeah, I agree. Even myself, I need to watch it to understand.
Yeah, so if I have any question, I'll just call you and share it.
So
Yeah.
please, how soon is the video going to be ready?
Yeah, and this night, David, you help us do it this night, right? If David is not sleeping, David is in Nigeria. Oh, hey, God. They may not even have lights like that.
Yeah, if you can,
David have inverter.
if you can get it early, then it's better. Because
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you can watch it, you can